Hey guys, hope you all well. Lovely sunny Sunday afternoon. So I'm having the day off working. Although this video probably won't go out till Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or something like that. I don't know. Right, Mudguard. I have the plate off that we done in the last video. And the little arbor thing for the light. In between that lot, in that gap we have there, we need to fill that up. Ideally it'd be nice to do it in as much as one piece as possible, but there's some quite long bits there, and yes, my folder won't do that very successfully, especially some of the files are going to be going right into points, so it's out of the question. I think I'm going to have to piece it up, which ain't a problem. You know, we can weld it or dress it all up and you probably won't see the difference. From the outside anyway, you'll see a bit of weld on the underside, which we ain't got to fuss too much about. Anyway, it's going to be one of them. As always, make it up as we go along. But that's where we are. About that far away. To start with, this back bit here where we've got it tapered, I need to bring them tapers in a little bit for this to work to my advantage and make things a little bit easier. Let's get closer. Them points there could do with being the same as that flat bit at the end. Let me put that across like that. See what I mean? That could do with being the same. So what I'm going to do is reduce that angle and fold them sides in a tiny bit more. We'll still have an angle there, making it look better than our first attempt. That might come in handy for some at a later date, or it'll end up in the bin, one of the two. So yeah, I'm going to start with that. That will just make things easier for our top pieces there, I think. Anyway, let's crack on. I think what we'll do the folds. We'll fold the sides in, and then we'll trim that back bit to suit. That's going to be the easiest way, I think. I've gone a little bit too much there. Let me just go and try it. Right. That'll do it. So I'll just dress these bits back now so it's all in line again. I've cracked the cordless out. Save me keep swapping these over from cutter to grinding pad, disc, whatever you want to call them. Right, I'm going to try something here. Might be a little bit hit and miss, but I've got all this scribble here. I've just got to remember which lines I actually want to use, cut and fold. Because yeah, you can see there's probably a few mind changes there and measurement changes, but I'm going to cut this out and see if my little idea will work. Okay, we've cut that shape out. I'm going to attempt some folding now. Not quite knowing how it's going to work out, but sometimes you just have to get stuck in and see what happens. Suck it and see, as they say. Right, we've got all this upside down at the moment. What I want to try and do now is get this bit to drop into the bit we've just folded. It's got to be cut out anyway, so if I give us, well, that doesn't look right. What's going on there? What's going on there? Right, let's mark that there and there and across there. Right, I'm going to brave it and cut that out. I don't know if that's going to be right. No. I'm going to cut away from my lines a little bit and then chip away at it. That's probably my safest thing to do. Right, let me do a bit of that. That's that cut out. I know what's throwing me. I've folded it too much. There. Okay. Reverse folding. Where's the hammer? Okay, this is not always the best. Trying to get a fold back out a little bit. Luckily it's only a little bit. So we're just trying to basically squeeze it out. Well, that's going. A little bit more on that one. That's not caused us any trouble. That's all right then. Right, I was going all about that the wrong way. I've now turned this over. I should be working it all out this way. And doing that, that is now going in the right direction. My marks, my original marks, are actually probably going to be about right. You can probably see where we're going now, bit by bit, and obviously we could change our mind as we go along with different things, but shall I say, I'm going to try and keep it basic. Although it's frying my brain. We'll see how we go. Right, just give that another little trim. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. That's about right, that is. And then obviously these bits at the end where my thumb is, they've got to be trimmed off, because then we're going to add some more to it. Right. I think I might tack that on. Or shall I mark it and cut it first? I might mark it and cut it first. I'm going to get some and prop that up to save me trying to hold it and mark it. Right, a little dodgy job. Let me see if I can get the camera a bit closer without hitting it with the hammer. But yeah, I've only got one half the folder. I've took a blade out this folder. I can't put it in that because it will basically wreck my folds here. So I'm going to try and carefully fold it like this, because I need this to go up slightly. I'm probably going to be best to hit something against that, to be honest. What we got? Oh no, it's slipping. It's not going. I'm just going to go like this. Oh, not liking it, is it? Oh, it ain't quite enough. Right, I'm going to figure something else better than that. That's not working very well. Right, that's a little bit better, I think. So we've got some flats trapping it in there now. That won't be enough. Right, I think I'm getting there. What I've got to do now, I've done these lines down here. I've just got to cut them off now to bring it in level with the way this is cut back here. So I'll quickly do that, and then I might just tack it on because I want to get the angle right when it's on the bike. Okay, we've got to do a bit of reverse bending again. I've got it all resting on the bike, and there's something I'm not happy about. That little triangular bit that I bent up needs to come back down. So this, the bit that's alighting, it needs to be, let's say, parallel with the ground. And the way I've got it, it's not. It's kicking up in the air. Let me see if I can hold the camera and show you. Bear with me. So if that went as it was, yeah, we're kicking up in the air sort of thing. And I want it about there, not like that, which is going to obscure the red light. I know you'll still see the red light, but I want it like that, which means these two spurs here can be bent down and this can be put back flat. It's not too much of an issue. Even if I've got a little bit of sort of misshape there, I can dress all that out so you'll never ever see it's been done. You obviously know because I've shared it with you. Yeah, that needs to be like that, not kicking up in the air like that. Right, let's attend to that and get that sorted. Right, I'm just gonna basically give it a clap with the hammer. It might have a bit of bruise in there, but like I say, I can dress that out. Okay, we got all that straight. Them two spurs that were coming off, I'm about to cut them off. It's just the easiest way of going around the next part. I've got it placed back on the bike. It's probably all going to look very terrible before, hopefully, it gets better. But yeah, I've cut them off because of the angle change. Just to bend them down, they were sort of coming over like that and not straight down. So I've just cut them off. Luckily, these offcuts are from, I think it's when I trim these bits down. I'm going to do that just fine. So yeah, I'm going to get them tacked in and gradually just start building this up. And then it's got the sides on. And then I'll be doing something with this because I don't want to just leave it like that. I'll be doing something with it. I don't know what yet, but I'll be doing something. It'll get there. It's slowly coming together. Right, I've got them tacked on. All looking very terrible at the minute. But it's changed my shape slightly at the end, which is going to work out for the better. Because I did have these to a point, right to this point. To do now, I've just got to mark up from this line down and take them extra bits off down here, and it'll start taking shape again. Right, moving forward a little bit, I'm just cutting the sides out now. Again, I've done this bit longer than what we need, so not sure of my plans down that end yet. Well, that'll do in there. And luckily, it's the same both sides, which is a really good sign that we're getting it right. So I can just cut round that, well, mark round it and cut another one of them out. Right, I've got them tacked on. Yeah, it probably doesn't look good at the moment, but there's still a bit to go on with it. Literally, I'm totally unsure at the minute. Yeah, we're just making it up. I think what I'm going to do now is probably weld that up and dress that back just so it's done, and then I'm going to decide on what shapes I want on this side bit at the bottom. I don't want to leave it just flat like that. I don't think I do anyway. Don't know. It's slowly taking shape. Just want to do something on the end here now. So I've got a bit of flat strip. I'm going to do one half at a time. Tack it on, and then cut it up the middle and tack the other side on. That should do us for that. Right, we've got one side on. So if I go straight up the middle like that now, and that bit is cut off, flip that over, it should match up nicely. His big ears. Hello, big ears. You gotta be careful, mate. We've got to sweep up so we don't get that in your paws. Alright, mate. Go on then. Right. I think on that side, if we leave a little bit of a gap and weld that in, we'll get a bit of a radius there then. Trim that up, weld it up. Right, it's getting there. We've got that front bit tidied up. Now to finish the little hood over the light now. So I've got this bit of strip. Bit of a fold in the middle. It literally is going to be a tiny return because obviously I've got to get the light in there, but I want something on it rather than just that unfinished flat piece of sheet. Okay, that's tacked in place. We've got to trim it right down now, and then we'll just see how that shape falls at the end. It'll do what it does basically. It should be okay. Okay, we are done. Well, it's not finished, but I'm done for the day. It's obviously getting late because Blue's in here waiting for me to pack it in for the day. Right, there we go. That light is just resting in there because, yeah, I've got to get a new one because that thing is absolutely worn out. I ain't going to bolt it in. You can sort of get the idea. There we go. Let's pull that out in a minute. Yeah, that's about ready for the bin. But it's been useful to set this up. So there we go. All I want to do now is do something with the side profile because I'm not sure if it'll look a bit silly just left flat like that. I may even do the indicators coming out of this somehow and then probably shape it round the indicators. I don't know yet, but it's not going to stay flat. I just think it'll look better with a bit of shape in there. We'll put it on in a minute and have a look. Well, that's that is the main bit done. Yes. Obviously we've got to do a cutout down here. Like I say, we're going to put a little box in there just for a bit of underseat storage. And then I may put some wedges where the seat hooks go. Only some little tiny things just so it locks in a bit better. Well, that's about it. I'm probably a hole, if I can get the wire that runs between this and the seat, that'll be good. Then it ain't exposed underneath, so I'll probably put a hole here for the wire to come out. I'll say, I think I may end up putting the indicators up here. Let's get a marker pen a minute and have a doodle. Right, let's have a quick looky at this. Give them a round cut. There-ish. What are you doing? Hello. Right. I'll say this is just messing about with ideas. It's not necessarily going to end up being like this. I'm just thinking of sharing my thoughts. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe something like that. The hole, obviously, for the indicators come out of. Then we could probably go down to a point down there. Oh, come on, marker pen, don't let me down. Yes, of course it's letting me down. I think I need new marker pens. And then probably go down to there because the frame comes up around that area there. We just sort of take that big long straight edge away. I think if the indicators came out of there, that wouldn't be too bad. Or the opposite way round. So obviously I'd probably weld a big washer on the inside to increase the thickness of this so it's got strength for indicators to bolt there. Or we go the opposite way. Where we could cut up there a little bit. Probably not as much. I'm just thinking, trying to take that big long straight edge away, that's all. Find another marker pen. All my marker pens are drying up for some reason. Like so all that's cut out, and like I say, they're on a frame underneath. Tell you what, see if I've got enough in to colour that in. Oh, I've done the tape on the cardboard, so it looks like I have cut this out, but I haven't yet. That's if I decide to put the indicators up here. Right, let's put it on the bike so we can see it anyway. Right, it's in place. I've gone cold. Must be tired. Yeah, I'll decide about the indicators. I'm unsure yet. They may go down sort of with the tail tidy and the number plate and the number plate light. The only good thing about putting it with the number plate, it gets your indicators out of the way a bit more with whatever I decide to do with the luggage. We'll see, but I will be perhaps changing the side profile of that, or putting a little bit of shape in it so it ain't just flat and straight. Well, there we are. Job done. I'll get a light because obviously I've just used that one for mocking up and it's about ready for the dustbin, so I shall order a light ready, and I'm going to be having a look at indicators as well. That looks really long in there in this GoPro. I'm looking at the back of the GoPro. That bit there is only like, it's 100mm. Yeah, what's about 200mm in there? No, I'm pleased with that. It's just there to do a job. That is it. Not necessarily to look pretty. And no, it's not that heavy at all. As I've mentioned before, think about what we've taken off this bike. They are proper bulky. So I think, not that I'm aiming for that. I'm not building a race bike. It's not a MotoGP bike. At the end of the day, standard, they're nearly 1/4 of a ton. It's bound to be a little bit lighter than that, but I'm certainly not got weight at the top of the list at all. But it's not heavy at all. Like I say, it's thin plate. And next on that, then I've got to go to the Metal Mania and get some more tube to finish the trellis in this side. We'll do that little cutout for a little bit of storage under there. We'll probably do that tomorrow. I'll probably have 2 little storage areas under this seat, one on what we've just made and probably one down here. We'll see how it goes. Still waiting for the seat catch. Maybe that'll be here tomorrow, I don't know, because I need to get that finalised. And then I suppose when we've got all that done, we'll be working out what we're going to do with the side panels and stuff. Like I say, I think I'm going to simplify this and use that, leave that in place. Just do a little finisher here, a little short stumpy side panel, and something similar the other side. Yeah, and perhaps the other side where we've got the air intake here. I think I've mentioned this before, probably have. I always forget what I'm saying. I really do. So I have to say it again, so bear with me. This side maybe something that bolts there, bit of a toolkit, whatever. Again, a little short panel here just to like finish up with the seat, and something that's useful to carry there. Toilet roll holder or something, I don't know. We'll dream that up when we come to it. But like I say, it's all just thoughts at the minute. We'll see where we go and what happens. But that, possibly, I'll be starting thinking that out this week, because the subframe and tail unit and everything, it's going really well. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing that. I really have. It's been a good weekend with lots and lots done. Anyway, it's getting late. I think that is my day done. Have a bit of dinner and go to sleep. I suppose I should jump in a shower, really. Yeah, that might be wise. Anyway, I'm off. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.